So let's talk a little bit about the unexpected benefits of exercising your dog and getting them out on some hikes and some walks and the different kinds of exercise they can get for the different kind of dogs. How much is too much, right? Obviously, health benefits. Exercise, just like in humans, is beneficial to dogs. Depending on how much they need is sort of dependent on the dog. Puppies obviously need a good amount, but they can tend to go too far, too fast. They don't have a good self-regulation of their own bodies yet. So they're just going to go, which can be fine up until a point. But puppies, their bodies are still growing. Their joints are still getting together. Their muscles are still going. Their bones are growing because they're getting bigger. So you want to make sure what you don't do with puppies is over-exercise them. And yes, it's great. Everybody loves an exhausted puppy at the end of the day who isn't going to chew your furniture and poop on your rug, obviously. However, if you're damaging their joints, their hips particularly, you can run the risk of later in life them having a really hard time with arthritis, joint pain, and you can really, literally on the back end make their lives a little harder. On the opposite side, elderly dogs, obviously you're on the lower end of the spectrum for the amount of exercise, because just like humans, their joints are getting worn, their energy level is going to be lower, their ability to run and jump and climb and chase, that's just naturally going down. And that's fine. Just be respectful of it. And just make sure that since their exercise level is going down, you're not overfeeding them for the amount of work they're doing. Because then you could end up in a situation where their body weight is a little bit too much for their joints to handle. And then you have yourself a different situation, and that's even more pressure being put on the dog's joints and hips and knees and everything like that. The amount of exercise a just typical adult dog, out of the puppy stage, not yet elderly, what those dogs should use, it's kind of based on the dog itself. And this is where breeds particularly come into play, because some dogs can and naturally do want to do more, and some don't need as much. And different kinds of exercise also apply to the different kinds of dogs. Some dogs are swimming dogs, which is phenomenal because that's less pressure on the joints. So if you have a retriever or a lab, any kind of dog that is fond of the water, and you have access to water in either a lake or an ocean, you can throw balls and they can go grab them, pull them back. Awesome. The only thing there you have to really worry about is intaking too much of the lake water or the seawater. There is a fine balance between exercise and exhaustion. If they're coming back and basically sleeping for hours on end and struggling to kind of stay awake or moving, that's too much. Just like you and me. But if they come back home, they have a good rest, they get up, they drink water, they eat a healthy dinner or lunch or whatever you happen to be feeding them, they can still maybe go on an evening walk or chase the ball a little bit outside, and then appropriately kind of sit down. You're probably doing a good amount. Bear in mind, I'm not a vet. I'm just talking off of a decade and a half of practical experience. So this is just what I have seen and what I've experienced. But one of my favorite things about getting dogs out and getting them walking and exercise is the extra benefits that are beyond the physical. First of all, mentally, it's very stimulating for a dog to see different places and get out and about and run around and do different things that are out of their routine. Right, Daisy? Right? Just like when you read a book or watch a new show or go somewhere different that you've never been before. It opens up a new space in your mind that keeps your brain active and engaged. Socialization is a huge one. When you are out and meeting new dogs and meeting new people, on leash, off leash, when your dog is having that exposure, they're going to become more accustomed to that kind of engagement. So now they're not going to be, if you were having problems with your dog being aggressive on leash or anything like that, that's probably going to start to at least help in that situation. But making friends is great. Just like in humans, it is with dogs too. You know, they need that sort of pack mentality that really binds them together on such a deep level, going all the way back to wolves. You are their family. But to meet new dogs out in the wild, that expands on that and really creates this new sense of belonging for them. So that's a huge benefit to being out and about and exercise, way beyond just making sure that they go to the bathroom. That is a huge benefit is that when your dog is out and moving and exercised, they are more acceptable of your social situations. So if you have someone coming over, if your dog's a little bit more tired, they aren't going to leap up and attack your guests as soon as they walk through the door, whether that's anxiety driven or excitement driven. You know, when they're a little bit more exercised and worked out and a little bit calmer, that alleviates a lot of stress for the dog, but it also alleviates a lot of your stress in social situations, which filters down to the dog because they absolutely pick up on your cues and your beats. So when that happens, it's a benefit to everyone. So get your dog out, get them moving, be careful you're not overdoing it for them or for you, and be particularly cautious in extreme weather, like high heats or really, really frigid temperatures. Thanks everyone for watching, and if you have any questions about Due North Dogs, please go to the website, duenorthdogs.com, or on social media, anywhere at Due North Dogs. Thank you.